Hey you, let's go over Knobology. Alright, so here we have the keyboard and all the bells and whistles for the machine. This is a GE Logic 9. This machine's older, it still's got this protective cover over the sign. Funny. Alright, so obviously keyboard, your letters, spacebar. You use this to take an image. You could also use this to take an image, this to take an image, this one or this one. These you can set up for different things. You can set them for cine loops. I think on this machine we have this one set up for imaging. This one's also saving an image, as is this one. And this one we have set up for a cine loop. Here's your trackball, which makes your arrow move. So this is the arrow button. If there's no arrow on the screen, you can press it and then you have an arrow. So a trackball for that, for your measurements as well. When you're going to measure something, you click here and your measurement packages will come up depending on what you're measuring. So that's for generic. You can go over here. Exam calcs, you can change whatever exam calculations you want. You can go from small parts, abdomen, generic or abdomen, and there you can get your liver, kidneys, gallbladder, all that stuff. Freeze. So you find that perfect image, you press freeze, and then you capture your image. Left, right, this is for dual screen. So if you want to compare two sides, you can do it that way. Dual screen. All right. This button is B mode. So this one, if you have your color flow, power Doppler set up at the same time, if you press B mode, everything goes back to normal. So that's just your grayscale imaging. This part of the wheel increases gain. So brighter to the right, darker to the left. This is color flow. All right. Your color box, you can change the size with this top button here. Increase. And once you set it, you can just move it again. All right. So color flow, same thing. Wheel is for increasing Doppler gain and decreasing Doppler gain. Then we have our PW button, which is for pulse wave or spectral Doppler. Here's your cursor right here, and you can change the size of the cursor by going here to sample volume length. So bigger and smaller depending on what you need, and steer. So all right, that's steering. When you have color Doppler or spectral Doppler on, you can change the frequency of the color Doppler. So if you need more penetration, you can go down on frequency. Also, you have your scale. So you see the scale right there, and you'll see the PRF change with the scale. All right, going up to make your waveform smaller, and going down to make your waveform bigger. All right, so scale, very important. And this is M mode, so motion mode. All right, so we're trying to trace some cardiac activity, or you want to maybe see some diaphragm motion or any type of motion, you can use that mode. Same thing, has a color wheel for gain, increase and decrease. All right, so this button here is for depth. If you increase or if you go up, you're decreasing depth, and if you go down, you're increasing depth. All right. You could also change the width here by turning. Turning this clockwise and counterclockwise will increase and decrease the width of your image. If you click on the image, it reverses. See where it says Logic 9 there? It reverses your image. All right. So there's that. This button, I love this button. This is for B. This is harmonics. Press it, turns it off. Pressing it again turns it on. Here's power. This is power Doppler. So color Doppler is here, and power Doppler is here, and you also control the gain for power Doppler there. Up here we have our time gain compensation, or TGCs. Use that a lot. Over here we have logic view. You press that, and you can do a panoramic image. And you can start the panoramic image by pressing this button and then tracking where you want to do it, and then either freezing or pressing the button again. So that's logic view, that's the panoramic. So here we have our focal points. All right, so going up and down will change your focal. Turning the wheel will give you more focal points. Over here is to change the frequency, up and down on frequency. This is to change the dynamic range. I honestly don't ever touch that button. Power output, virtual convex. If you're using a linear, like this one, or that one, or that one, if you click that, it'll open up into a convex. So let's increase the gain. So there you have a rectangular picture. Virtual convex will turn into a convex type picture. All right. Normally, when I start scanning, I turn my frame average down and put the HD on 1 to reduce motion artifacts. Rotation up or down, that will flip your image. Will flip your image vertically. Never use that. Then you have your gray maps over there. You can change all the different type of gray maps, and then your color map. So your tint maps. If you want to get like a gold image, or change it into any other of the colors that are offered there. Those gold or sepia ones are the most common ones. All right. So model, that's to load up your presets, depending on whatever preset package you have in your computer. So if you can do breast, obviously you pick breast. Choose your transducer that you're going to use, and you can begin scanning. So this tab here is to choose your patient. This is the scan tab. There you can change your HD. Like I said, I usually put it at 1, and frame average at 0 or 1. Right, and page will go to the next page if you have any other tabs saved there. Right, and exam, self-explanatory, ends the exam. All right, and you can go up and down on frequency here. When you hit the spacebar, you usually have your presets saved text. You can alter that if you want in utility. You go to utility, and I'm not going to go over it real quick, but there's a lot of things you can change. You can add your own texts depending on what text you like to use. We use this a lot. When you have color Doppler, or spectral Doppler on, you can change the frequency of the color Doppler. So if you need more penetration, you can go down on frequency. Also, you have your scale. So you see the scale right there, and you'll see the PRF change with the scale. All right, going up to make your waveform smaller, and going down to make your waveform bigger. All right, so scale, very important. And all machines are going to be pretty much similar. This is a Volleyson, GE Volleyson. You can see here you got the keyboard. The layout is much different. The touch screen is going to be here where you can choose all your settings and text. Here again, trackball, your clickers here, freeze, the same thing, P1, P3, P4, P2. This one has 4D and 3D settings. 2D, which is what would be B mode on the Logic 9, color, power Doppler, M mode, and pulse wave Doppler. So this one actually has one of the wheels. The power Doppler has its own wheel. And on the other machine, I forgot to mention, there's also a button for body marker. You press that, and depending on the setting you're using, you can have like a little indicator on the screen. If you're doing a thyroid, it'll have like a little animation of a neck and wear on the thyroid. I don't use that at all, but some people do. So that was just a basic walkthrough of the knobology of these machines. All ultrasound machines are going to have similar settings. Sometimes they'll have little different wordings for what their buttons do, but they're pretty much all going to have TGCs. I know there's some new machines that don't have TGCs, but they're going to have TGCs, a B mode button, power Doppler button, color Doppler button, obviously a keyboard to type. So thank you for watching, all right? Bye.